Hey there, my name is Graham. In this video, I'm going to give you everything you need to build a custom business app with no code. We've helped dozens of businesses streamline their core operations, from interior design companies to multi-division manufacturing companies. We've seen it all. And believe it or not, most businesses either stay stuck in spreadsheets or pay way too much for enterprise software that they hardly use. In either case, both parties are doing more manual work than what's actually necessary. That's why I'm going to walk you through three things. One, the crucial things you need to know before building anything custom. Two, attributes that every no-code app has so that you can go into any platform and start building immediately. Three, at the end of this video, I'll give you a sneak peek as to how we help guide businesses along the path to digital maturity. Whether you've never heard of no-code before or you've been using it for years, this video is a timeless take on building custom. And it's a guide to helping you make the right decision to take the next step for your business. So let's get into it. It's important to answer the status quo before we start adding new things in. We like to call this a context check. So we ask, how are you using your current tech stack? Now, if you're dissatisfied with your technology because you thought it did one thing and it's actually doing something else, that's a different conversation. But let's just say you have maxed out the use of your current technology and you want to explore something custom. The second question we would ask is, are you shaping your business to your technology, or are you shaping your technology to your business? And here's what we mean by that. Let's say you're a digital marketing agency and you use Monday.com or Asana for internal project management. Let's say that you want to bring your clients into the conversation and allow them to contribute. Maybe you want them to upload files or drop comments on deliverables. Well, you might need to add a seat in your Asana account for these new clients. Now, that would be an example of shaping your operations around the limitations of technology, because what really might be helpful is a custom client portal that integrates with Asana and your internal operations. That would be an example of shaping technology around your existing operations. So, now that we've decided that it's a good decision to build custom, now we arrive at the three parts of every app: database, automations, and interface. You're probably already familiar with what these terms mean, but just to be sure, the database is your single source of truth. If you have data in different spreadsheets, now's the time to bring it together. Automations are what run in the background or run according to a trigger without you lifting a finger. And the interface is what you interact with as a user on a day-to-day basis. For this video, I'm going to illustrate these three building blocks of no-code custom apps by showing you a really great tool in each category. First, we'll go to Airtable to learn about databases. So if you're familiar with spreadsheets, Airtable will make sense to you. It's similar in layout, but it's more powerful in function. At the top, we have different tables. These are categories of data and their respective fields or attributes of that data. You can relate these fields to each other without formulas and without breaking. You can run calculations with different field types. You can even have triggers associated with different fields updating or being created or being deleted. If you're looking to bring all of your spreadsheets into one place, Airtable is a great option. So now that you have your data broken up into categories and subcategories, it's time to start bringing it to life. Enter automations, everybody's favorite. Let's remember what automations are not. Automations are not manual work. Automations are not manual data entry. They are not manually sending emails. And they're not even manual document analysis. Automations can handle all of these things and more. Automations are super fun and exciting, but let's keep in mind that there are two different types of automation, especially in a business context. First, there's ad hoc. Then there's transformational. Ad hoc is exactly what it sounds like. You automate things as they come up on an as-need basis. Oftentimes, it's one individual automating different things about their workflow. Now, this is great. It might make somebody more productive, but it rarely impacts the larger organization. And different people are responsible for different automations that they create. Transformational automation, or even transformational AI, is used to elevate the entire organization. It is scoped ahead of time and it's proactive, not just reactive. It improves overall efficiency and it's typically managed by a specialist either on the team or off the team. To be fair, there's no one right answer for every business. It largely depends on your digital maturity. Digital maturity refers to an organization's ability to leverage, innovate, and adapt new technology organization-wide to grow and increase revenue. This often looks like AI, automation, and data-centric decision-making. This is rarely a single project, but a complex journey that organizations decide to take. It requires strategic alignment, cultural shifts, and an investment from the leaders of the business. Deloitte performed a study on this very topic. The conclusion? Higher maturity organizations are nearly 3 times more likely than lower maturity organizations to report a net profit on annual revenue growth, and they are significantly above averages in their industry. Perhaps digital maturity is something worth pursuing. At Internal Consulting, we like to use this matrix to figure out where clients might be on the journey to digital maturity. Beginning with analog, you can move all the way to an engineered workflow depending on the department that you're looking to grow more mature. From lead intake all the way down to billing and revenue operations, here are some examples of what analog, siloed, ad hoc, integrated, and engineered systems might look like. If you're curious where you fall on this matrix or you have a specific question, we do a free scoping sprint for any business looking to know where they are relative to industry standards or advancing technology. Now, let's get back to automations. We like to use this framework for automating anything, whether we're using Make, Zapier, N8N. It helps us keep our business outcomes in mind. So, we want to blank our goal. When we blank your workflow so that we can blank positive business outcome. In this example, we want to learn as much about people who are interested in internal consulting before we have a meeting with them. So that's what we want to do. When does it happen? When somebody fills out a new contact form. AI analyzes it, searches their website, adds it to our database, and then emails the team. What's the positive business outcome? The team is notified and prepared for the meeting ahead of time. Now we get to design what people interact with on a daily basis. This is our interface. Think back to our database, the content production database that has all of these projects. Well, this is what an interface might look like for those very same projects. I can click into a project, see its status. I can edit fields, and whatever changes in the interface, in this case, no loco, automatically updates in Airtable. And of course, this can be as customized as you need it to be. Colors, logos, profile pictures. There are many app builders out there, and you probably won't hear them advertising interface building. They'll say app building. Those might be Glide, No Loco, even Airtable has an interface feature as we saw. But one thing to keep in mind when deciding on your app builder, 3 W's. Who, what, and when. Who needs to access your app? Is it just your internal team, or do clients need to have a seat at the table as well? What actions need to be taken on the app? Do the users need to just see the data, or do they need to be able to interact with the data? Is it for processing information or just displaying it? And finally, where? Where do users need to access the app? On desktop or on their mobile phone? All of these questions might inform your app builder, but again, this is the skin on the bones and the muscles that are the back end of your app, which were databases and automations. Wherever you go, you'll see these things pop up, albeit maybe they go by different names. But databases, automations, and interfaces are the things that you are going to be using to build what's next for your business. If you're still curious about the exact tool that you need, we made a video on the right tool for building a client portal. We've experimented with a lot of tools. So in that video, we go through the pros and the cons and even the cost of 3 of the top no-code app builders. For even more information, don't hesitate to reach out and let us know if you appreciate this video. Thanks for watching and good luck building.